Welcome to the Nomadic Spaces podcast, where we talk all things interior design, tiny houses, and happy homes. Each week, we explore different interior design strategies, the unique challenges of small spaces, and accessible design solutions to help you create a more beautiful and happier home. Whether you're a fellow tiny house dweller or simply have an interest in interior design, this show has something for you. Hi folks, your host Sarah here. I am a professional interior designer and I run my own business, Suka Interior Design, where I transform spaces all over the country. I'm also a realtor here in Asheville, North Carolina, where I live with my pup Elvis in a vintage travel trailer that I renovated into my tiny dream home. Thank you so much for being here. If you like what you hear, please consider leaving a review, hitting some stars, subscribing, and sharing this show. It's how little shows like this survive. All right, let's get into today's episode. Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of the Nomadic Spaces podcast. Today, I should say this month, our topic is going to be seasonal design. And specifically, we're going to talk about all the ways to bring spring into our home. And we're going to kick it off today with an episode called How to Refresh Your Home for Spring Without Breaking the Bank. Spring is almost here. The days are finally getting longer. Flowers are starting to bloom and everything feels fresh and new. And if you have been looking around and feeling like your home could use a little bit of a spring refresh, you are not alone. But here's the thing, giving your home a seasonal refresh doesn't have to cost a fortune, and it doesn't have to stress you out. As an interior designer, I have helped so many clients create functional, stylish spaces on a budget. And in this post, I'm going to share a step-by-step guide to refreshing your home for spring in a way that feels exciting and affordable and totally achievable. The problem, feeling stuck in winter mode. After months of cold weather, heavy blankets, and dark days, it's natural for your home to be feeling a little bit blah. Maybe your decor still screams holiday, or maybe the clutter has just started to pile up after a winter spent indoors. You're ready for a change and a space that feels as bright and inviting as the spring. But the idea of spending hundreds of dollars on new furniture or dedicating entire weekends to complicated DIY projects probably isn't super appealing. So how do you strike the balance? The answer is by focusing on small, impactful changes that make a big difference. The solution is affordable and doable design updates. Refreshing your home for spring is all about working smarter and not harder or more expensively. Below, I'm going to walk you through a plan that's going to leave your space feeling fresh, welcoming, and perfectly spring ready without draining the wallet. So step 1, clear the slate with a spring clean. Before you start adding new touches, let's clear our canvas. Let's create a clean and clutter-free environment. So declutter with purpose, and that means start small. Pick one drawer or one shelf or one surface. Donate or store items you no longer need and clear away anything that doesn't contribute to your life or spring. Deep clean key areas. So think about cleaning your windows, dust-free surfaces, and freshly laundered linens. Cleaning might not sound glamorous, but it has a magical way of making your home feel brand new. So I like to start there. The next step is just to make sure you're storing away winter decor. It's time to pack away our heavier blankets, dark color throws, holiday themed decorations, all of this. It's time to pack them up, put them away for next year, and let's replace it with some lighter and brighter items that instantly set a spring tone. Which brings us to step 2. Add a splash of spring colors. Spring is all about vibrant and happy hues, so adding a pop of color can completely transform the look and feel of a room without requiring a full makeover. Textiles make the difference. Swap out your throw pillows, blankets, curtains. This is one of the easiest ways to instantly refresh a space. Look for light pastels, florals, or bright whites. DIY paint projects. Do you have an old picture frame or maybe it's a side table that you're tired of? Give it new life with a coat of cheerful paint. Soft greens, blush pinks, and sunny yellows are really great choices for spring. Last but not least, seasonal accents. So invest a small amount in small colorful accessories like vases, bowls, or placemat. These items can easily transition into other seasons with a quick switch. Number 3, embrace nature indoors. One of the simplest ways to bring a spring vibe into the home is by incorporating elements of nature. So fresh flowers, a bouquet of tulips or daffodils will add an instant dose of springtime cheer. And if you can't splurge weekly on fresh flowers, both flowers have come a long way and can also look really stunning and provide the same mental health benefit. Houseplants for a fresh look. Consider easy to care care for plants like pothos, ferns, or succulents. A few well-placed plants can breathe life into any room. And last is natural materials. So items made of wood or rattan or wicker add an organic touch of texture that really works perfectly with the spring season. Hi friends, I hope you are enjoying this show. Listening to podcasts and reading blogs like this is a great way to gain knowledge. But to really make change, you need to take action. Luckily, taking action doesn't have to be overwhelming, timely, or expensive. My Desk Refresh Guide is a great resource you can download totally free from the link in the show notes. This guide will break down the redesign process into simple, actionable steps with tangible results to transform your space without spending a cent. Now let's get back to the episode. Step 4, let the light in. Spring is all about sunshine, and your home should reflect that. Maximizing natural light and mimicking it where needed can do wonders for the mood of your space. So here's some things to think about. 1, lighten up your window treatments. Replace heavy curtains with breezy sheer curtains or linen panels to let in more light. Next, strategic mirrors. Hang mirrors where they can reflect natural light, such as opposite of windows. This not only brightens the space, but it makes it feel larger too. Next, layer the lighting. Swap out harsh overhead lights for softer options like table lamps or string light or even floor lamps to create a warm, welcoming ambiance. Step 5, rethink what you already own. Sometimes you don't need to buy something new to refresh your home. Sometimes it's about looking what you already have with a new perspective. So first thing you can think about is rearranging your furniture. A new layout can completely change how a room feels, even if all you've done is move the sofa to the opposite wall. Next, repurpose what is around. That unused ladder in the garage could become a quirky blanket rack, or a set of mismatched plates could create an eclectic wall display. 3 is shop your home. Walk around your house and see if there's any items from other rooms that could work better in your refreshed space. Step number 6, add the finishing touches. The little details are what truly makes a space feel polished and welcoming, and they don't have to be expensive, they just need to feel intentional. Here are some things to think about. Layered textures. Maybe you're pairing a jute rug with a soft cotton throw, or mixing a linen and velvet for visual interest. Seasonal scents. You can swap out your winter candles for lighter fragrances. Maybe it's lavender, citrus. I love fresh linen. And personal touches. So maybe you're doing a DIY art piece, or add a framed spring feeling photo, or handmade crafts that you make. Anything that makes your home uniquely yours. Get it in there. Step number 7 is call in a pro. That is me. If you feel inspired but you aren't sure where to start, a little guidance sometimes can really make all the difference. And as an interior designer, my job is to help you bring your vision to life, whatever that means. Whether it's picking the perfect spring palette, or refreshing the space, or creating a layout that flows, or finding other budget-friendly solutions that work for your space. If you are ready to refresh your home for spring without spending a fortune, here's how we can make it happen. Number 1, schedule a free connection call. You can do that in the show notes through the link. You can go to my website. We will talk about your goals. We'll talk about your home and your space and your project and your style preferences, along with things like your timeline and your budget. Step number 2 would be a design jumpstart consultation. This is a 75-minute virtual consultation where I actually help you design your space and provide you a step-by-step guide with inspo images tailored to your unique needs and space. And number 3 is transform your space. Whether you are implementing the design yourself, or we end up working together on a larger design project where you get my hands-on help, we will create a space that feels fresh and vibrant and ready for spring. As always, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you would like to say hi or have feedback, or are ready to refresh your house for spring and want to chat, you can reach me through the contact link in the show notes. You can also go to my website, which is sukainteriordesign.com, or you can find me on Instagram and send me a DM over there. I would love to connect. My handle is at Suka Interior Design. That is SUKKHA Interior Design. As always, thank you for being here. Until next week, home happy. I hope today's episode was helpful and inspiring. My goal with this show is to help others make change that transforms their space and achieve their design goals. But just absorbing content, even brilliant content like this, doesn't get results. Taking action does. If you're still listening, you might be ready to fully accomplish your design goals. My challenge to you is to commit to taking one action right now, before you don't. Taking action might look like booking a design project jumpstart, or maybe it's downloading the desk refresh guide, or just signing up for my mailing list. Maybe it's scheduling a complimentary connection call with me to talk more about your design goals in detail. You can find out more about all of these fun things I just mentioned and contact me directly through my website, which is sukkainteriordesign.com. That is SUKKHAINTERIORDESIGN.com. I love to connect, so please don't be a stranger. As always, thanks for being here and being a part of this community. If you liked what you heard, please take a second to review, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. It's truly the easiest way to support me and this podcast. Until next week, take care and home happy.